This Friday, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan are back to switch things up in Disney's Freakier Friday.
Totally. Yes.
It's an absolute riot.
Woo!
And the only movie that can be described as
So much weirder than the last time. What last time?
it's the frequel
You ready?
we've been waiting for.
That absolutely slays.
What deeply out of touch old person came up with that?
You did.
Wow.
Don't miss the comedy event of the summer for all ages. Disney's Freakier Friday in theaters this Friday. Get tickets now. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
It's Wednesday Addams. I see you're trying to distract yourself from your own banal thoughts. Let me help. Here's a recording thing made of my latest root canal.
Wednesday, Season 2, begins August 6th, only on Netflix.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask kindergarten teacher Miss Gibson.
Give me just one Clorox wipe and I'm ready for glitter glue, exploded lunchbox yogurt, peanut butter handprints, runny noses, picking noses, rubbing noses.
Touching noses.
Thank you, Edward. Ooh, nap mats and lockers and tissue boxes. And
Clorox
scissors.
disinfecting wipes. Teacher's #1 wipe. Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
Pie in the Sky Media. This series contains adult language and descriptions of graphic violence throughout. Listener discretion is advised.
3, 2, 1. Hello, Murder Chronicles Nation. Welcome back to another bonus episode. I'm Brandon Morgan. I produce the show alongside the wonderful and talented Carolyn Osorio, who we are blessed to have join us again today. Carolyn, wonderful to see you as always.
Blessed. Oh my gosh, you're blessed.
I know, I couldn't even say it without smirking.
I know.
I'm sorry.
See, that's how I know you're full of it, right?
I'm not a believer. Okay, yeah. But for, you know what I mean. I meant that metaphorically.
I do. You just like give me a hard time when I say things, and it's like, you know, you can say words that really connote that meaning of like, you know, how intense it is. So
Yes.
I'm glad that I'm blessing you today.
Yes. Thank you for that. And we're all grateful for it. The royal we. How was your week?
It was great. Busy week. Yeah. What about you?
Same. Super busy. Same old. Good stuff happening. More good stuff hopefully in the future. So this is my favorite episode in a couple of months.
Really?
Yeah, it is. It paid off. It paid off great. But then it paid off not so great that at the very, very end with the parole stuff. But we'll get to it. Sherri Rasmussen.
Mm-hmm.
Middle daughter.
Yep.
Middle daughter. I'm a father of daughters. I have 2. This guy had 3.
You know, I thought this was going to be hard for you.
It is.
Every time.
It
Yeah.
is. It really is. It really is.
Because I know that you have that
Protective instinct. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like,
and he knew it.
mm-hmm.
And he trusted her because sometimes some doors you got to go through on your own. He just picked the wrong one to let his daughter go through on her own. And, you know, I feel like I know the man, and he wanted to camp out in front of her place because, you know, he trusted her when she said, I feel like I'm being stalked, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
I know it's a tough thing because you do have to give your kids the leash not the leash, but the
room
freedom to make their own.
One of his daughters said something at the end. I was going to get to it later, but I'll just say it now since we're on the topic, that she said she felt so happy for her dad because he was vindicated. He was right. I'm like, no, that didn't make it. That probably made it harder for him. Like, he didn't trust his instinct. He was right, and he didn't do anything about it.
But after so many years of weathering that card, that was a detail that just got to me. Like the husband coming home and like, hey, call him up, and her worrying over this card and like handling it so many times. And like, I mean, that just really kind of shows like how many times they called, how many times they were blown off, how many times they lamented the fact that, you know, they just wouldn't be heard and wouldn't be listened to. And they felt like they had it, If they could just, how frustrating is that? Like, how frustrating is that?
Wow. So he was a dentist,
Mm-hmm.
and the mom ran the business.
Yep.
Great, great. And then you threw a curveball because all of a sudden you're talking about Glendale, and I thought they were in Arizona because there's also a Glendale in Arizona, but there's Glendale in the Valley here too. So that's where they wound up. They wound up in California.
They want, I'm sorry about that. It was like, that was the thing about that was hard with, they're in Arizona and then they're in California and then one of in Seattle and then like.
Big hint was the Seventh-day Adventist Church. That's big in Glendale. It's a real in the whole I-10 corridor. That's a big. There's a lot of members of the Seventh-day Adventist Church there. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, she had a big job. She was only 29 and was like, she was doing stuff. Important things.
Yeah. So the first red flag from the dad was this guy. He caught a little case of big shot-itis, right? Where he had to buy his girl a BMW. Right. Yeah. I know guys like that, right? You ever date someone with big shot-itis? Did you?
That never worked with me, from the beginning. Like I always think of it as like poser, and you can clearly. And so it's like usually the poser, the car is an indication of the personality that will be coming soon, and what it's going to be like. So I just was never into that. So fortunately,
it's tough on my end because I don't have big shot-itis, and I never have. In fact, I'm the opposite. Like when I met my wife, I said, listen,
I'm a loser, baby.
I will love you forever, but I'm never going to impress you with how I dress, what I drive, or where I live. I'm just telling you, that's just not who I am. Okay. Just know
you
that
have no sales technique. Oh my
God.
Just
know it from the beginning. Okay. But in LA, there's so many guys that want to do that. So it's tough dating when I was out there because I dated girls who were coming out of relationships where guys did that. And there was this expectation. Like I remember this one girl who told me, because my first date, we went to like In-N-Out Burger or something, right? And she was like, I'm like, well, you're not having fun? She goes, no, it's okay. My last first date, we went to Nike Town, and the guy was like, what's your shoe size? And I told him 6. And he pointed at a row, and there was like 15 shoes in the row. He said, I'll take all of these in a size 6. I said, so he bought you 15 pairs of sneakers, and you were like, awesome. That's your expectation of first dates now, but that's the shit you run into in LA with all the
I would think that you would run away from that too.
No, she was hot.
See, now you're showing this is the part that I don't like about you.
You're gonna walk away from that because you know what I mean?
Oh God, okay, well then stop complaining about it. You get what you pay for.
I understand, I get it, and it didn't work out. But it's I'm like, I'm not just.
Of course, it wasn't gonna work out.
I'm not gonna throw in the towel.
Not gonna throw in the towel. You are so easy to like change exactly who you are depending on the
guilty, Your Honor, guilty. I eventually found.
Just shifted his shoulders and like, I'm a hypocrite and I don't care.
Look, I eventually found the right person, okay, who doesn't have one bougie kind of bone in her body,
Well, if you're taking her to In-N-Out Burger, that would have to be, that's like the litmus test right there.
Got to be cool with a burger and fries, okay?
I hope you paid at least.
Oh, of course. It's not like my favorite pizzeria isn't until like the third date. Okay, because that's the real test. How you eat a slice of pizza.
Okay, you're going to do the folding thing, right?
I'm not telling you the right way. You got to show me you know the right way.
You know what? Right? I'm just going to piss you off and eat it with a fork just to prove
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, who you are sometimes. Okay. So this guy, John, had big shot-itis for a second, and that was a red flag for the dad. Okay.
Yeah.
There was a confrontation with this ex-girlfriend. Apparently, John was tall and athletic and attractive. And he had this kind of friends with benefits relationship with this girl since college, right? Never really called her his girlfriend by her own admission. She was like, we never girlfriend, we dated. I was never really his girlfriend.
Yeah, but that was when she was being interrogated for a murder. So I think she wanted to portray.
Oh, she wanted, sure.
She wanted to,
yeah.
But it was like, that's not how I perceive their relationship, their 4-year relationship, based on what I know, which is essentially what you know, which is she wanted it to be more, and that's all he was willing to give. Yeah. And I think she thought that over time, like, yeah. And it's like,
I'll wear him down and I'll make him mine. And then he meets this other woman, and it happens pretty quick, right?
It happens real quick.
Buys her a car.
Just driven her crazy.
Yeah, driven her nuts. And so she, asks him to come over, begs him for sex, like all of that, right? I mean, it's tough. It's tough to say no to that, right? And it was a trap, because she went right to the fiance and said, this is what just happened. Ha!
Well, it wasn't really a trap. I mean, he should have never even like fallen for that. Like, he should have been like, I'm so sorry. You're right. He should have been honest with her to begin with. And maybe he was, we don't know.
I'm saying, like, the ex set the trap. The ex set the sex trap.
I know, but he should use it against he should have denied that. He should have been like,
of course,
listen, I know this is breaking your heart. We're really good friends. I know all that, but he didn't. Yeah. And that's encouragement. I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying,
I'll blame him. I'll blame him for you. It's okay.
He shouldn't have even gone over there.
Yes, but he's a man with a penis, and they had a sexual relationship from when they were young, right? And so that kind of familiarity, I'm sure, he's like, okay, quick twirl. Why not?
Because that's not what he knew better. He should have known that that's not what it was going to be. It's not what it was going to be, Branden.
The lies we tell ourselves to feel good for a little while. Come on.
I do, but I just feel, I guess I just have never, like, I do know what you're saying, and I'm not trying to put myself above it. For me, that would have been so hollow. And like, this is not going to change his mind. It's just going to make it worse.
Women generally are better than men. Okay. So they have a stronger moral compass for the most part. Okay. This woman obviously was very, very evil. Okay. And used her powers and her knowledge of the weakness of men against him. Okay. That happens.
Oh my gosh. Come on. Don't even say it like that. That is so crazy.
She's a murderer.
She is a murderer.
Yes.
She absolutely is. But he should have known that. This is the same thing that happened with that one. Remember that one case with the woman who was like, she was like pretending to be that one woman.
Oh my gosh.
And the same exact thing happened. Yes,
absolutely.
That's the same exact thing. I just feel like it's self-preservation not to do that. Like,
No, but look, I'll be honest with you. I got to be honest with you. Okay. I'm trying to put this delicately.
Be honest with you.
I'm trying to put it delicately. Okay. But if you didn't know, and I'm sure you did, men are very, very easily flattered with how good they are in bed, whether or not it's true. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so a woman who's looking to manipulate for whatever reason, okay, that's always an arrow in their quiver. Okay. Mm-hmm. Say like, oh gosh, you know what? It's been so long. It hasn't been as good with anybody else since you. Come on. For me, like, you're doing me a favor if you'll have sex with me, right? Like that kind of shit. Guys are powerless because they're like, you know what? I am pretty fucking good. She's right. Okay.
I know, but I would think that your self-preservation, I think that trumps that, where you're like, I really need to get.
Right. Then it's
about. He had to have known that there was some crazy there.
And then it's about the quality of the character of the man. All right. And this guy, John, I'm not trying to impinge his character that much, but obviously, either through pity, okay, or like, oh, I'm breaking her heart and maybe this is the last time kind of a thing, or a moment of weakness, or maybe he liked to fuck around. Who knows? But regardless, he was engaged. He had promised himself to Sherri, and 100% he shouldn't have done it. 100% he was manipulated. He fell for it, fell right into the trap, and she used it. She's like, guess what, Sherri? He's still in love with me, or this is what happened. And to his credit, he copped to it. And he said, okay, yes, I did that. It won't happen again. And they agreed to move forward with the marriage.
But he didn't fall into her trap. He willingly walked in. He went over there. He knew
Forgive me. When I'm saying fall into the trap that the murderer set, the woman, I forget her name. I'm sorry at the moment. Stephanie. I think my opinion of this is that it was a trap. The reason I say that is because Stephanie didn't care about having sex with him. She cared about breaking up his relationship. Okay. That's what the trap was. She wanted to have ammunition to bring to Sherri so they would not be together anymore, to break the engagement so she could get him. So I
don't think that she thought that far in advance, but maybe you're right. Like,
I totally think I did. Because what did she do with the information right away?
That was because it didn't work. That was because he was still.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. All right.
She was still like, please come over. I mean, she's still in that. She hasn't accepted it. She hasn't, it's the 7 stages of grief or whatever. Yeah. She has not accepted the fact that she still thinks she can turn this around.
Right. So she was hoping that, don't you remember how awesome I am? Now you'll stay with me and you'll leave her.
Sure, she was delusional, like she had been for 4 years, thinking, I can get him to be with me. I can do this.
I have I have some evidence to back up my case, though.
Hello, Nigel here. I couldn't help noticing that you're still awake. Now, I'm an owl. I'm supposed to be up at night, but you need your sleep. So if it's your allergy symptoms that are keeping you up, here's a word to the wise. Try Xyzal. You see, Xyzal works fast to relieve sneezing, runny nose, itchy watery eyes, and itchy nose and throat. And it keeps going strong for 24 hours, so you can get your sleep and wake up refreshed and ready for a productive day ahead. Be wise, all. Take Xyzal at night. Use as directed. Starts working in 45 minutes.
Subtle results, still you, but with fewer lines. Botox Cosmetic, onabotulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Okay, let me guess. It's personal?
No, she staged the murder scene and stacked up stereo equipment to make it look like a burglary when it wasn't. So she thinks ahead on shit.
That's a very good point. But I do think we'll never know. But I think that for somebody who'd stayed in a relationship, excuse me, with someone for 4 years, friends with benefits, willing to drop anything at a moment's notice with absolutely zero kind of commitment. I mean, that does something to somebody, you know? And maybe that was the moment that she was going to actually tell him how much she loved him and how she truly felt. Maybe she felt like that was her moment. Because you know how sometimes it's like, maybe she got the sense that he wasn't going to commit, but she still wanted him in her life so desperately that she was okay with what he was willing to give. Right.
Yep.
Now that he's actually met somebody else, that's when she's like, I love you. She's putting herself out there, and it's a total rejection. So, he's like,
yeah. So I have a question.
Yeah.
If the big threat was, if I can't have you, no one will have you. Why not kill him? Why kill her?
I know.
Doesn't seem fair.
I think that her anger and rage toward Sherri was so evident.
She lost. Right. Yeah.
And she didn't want to kill John. She wanted to be with John. I mean, her whole thing was like, then he'll be with me. Like, I think she actually believed that could have happened,
So you had me on this. You had me that I'd stopped thinking about Stephanie as the perpetrator. Okay. Because when I hear about the burglary, okay, 5 shots, 2 through the curtain, so fired 7 times, burglary, it sounded exactly like a burglary in progress. They got surprised. These bumbling criminals didn't know what they were doing. They hit her with a vase. It's like a Three Stooges skit for a second, right? Like I'd hit her with something, gong, here's a vase. And then there was a fight. She got bit, right? I'm like, okay, these guys they didn't know what they were doing. Okay. And they weren't expecting, because they're not violent criminals, so they weren't expecting anyone to fight back. So that's why it got all messy. Okay. And then the car seat being pulled up, right? Where Sherri was tall, the car seat was up. So it's like, all right, it's a 5'4", 5'6" Latin dude driving the car, okay, and dumping it. And then when I find out what really happened, I went, oh man, how many poor Latin guys got tossed by cops?
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
So, and then, but I think you left something out on purpose to hide the ball. We didn't know until 2/3 through the episode that the ex was LAPD. You never mentioned.
Well, I wanted it that she was a police officer.
But we didn't find that out until later. Like when we're first hearing about Stephanie, it's not she's a cop. It was like she's the ex.
I was referring to her as the ex, but I did say something that she was a police officer. But
right, you still call her LAPD, but it was later, because here's why. Because there was something that then made me go, wait a second, that's weird. That the only things that were missing were the things that define the relationship for a jealous ex: the gift of the car and the marriage certificate.
Right. So, and the bite, that bite is so.
That's a psychopath.
That is so primal. That is so primal.
But I mean, but it's poetic almost. Like, I'm going to destroy the things that represent what I hate the most. Right? His love for this woman, the gift of the car.
Can you imagine how jealous she was?
Oh, insane.
I know. Can you imagine how jealous she was when she found out about that BMW, and then to see her driving around in it,
blind with rage?
Can you even imagine?
Just blind with jealous fucking rage. Yeah, couldn't imagine her at night. Just, oh my gosh, tossing and turning.
Because you know she was stalking that place. You know she was like,
absolutely.
It's almost like feeding itself. Like most people would be like, I need to not obsess about this person. I need to get back away and like be sad and like,
right,
you know, I mean,
move on.
You know, because it's done. It is absolutely done. You know, it's done. He's not going to leave her. He's going to marry her. He told her that, you know, about the affair. They made up, and, you know, I mean, it's just not happening, you know, and she just couldn't. And then seeing Sherri driving that car just must have just sent her.
Now, do you think that there was a little bit of look the other way from the LAPD? Because I do.
I absolutely do.
Yeah.
I think
she reports her gun stolen. Oh, really? That's fucking convenient, right?
I mean, the fact that she was never even, I mean, your point to the Latin guys is that like the unidentified Hispanic, you know, males, and then you've got someone who is like clearly very jealous, and he told, you know, shows up at her work, is a cop, has the same kind of gun, stages the burglary. Like who brings a rope and a gun? Just want to steal stuff. You don't need those things. You just get in and get out and take the stuff. And nothing was taken.
Nothing. Except the marriage
certificate. Except for the marriage certificate and the BMW. And the car was completely intact. It hadn't been stripped. It hadn't been, you know, I mean, it just seems like, why would you not even talk to her?
So now we fast forward to 2004, and it's a cold case. And DNA has progressed.
Yeah, all new detectives.
And they get some DNA from the bite mark and some DNA from under the fingernails. And then they get an abandonment sample from Stephanie. and then they trick her. They trick her to get her away from her gun. Oh, Jesus.
Wasn't that awful? I know you were probably loving it. You've got that huge smile on your face. I was like, this is so, I can't even watch this. It's so awful.
Well, it's
like,
also,
you don't want to feel sorry for him.
No, it's also, yeah, it's great, but it's also, it just dictates that cops are not only allowed to, they're trained to lie.
Oh, I know.
Potential suspects. Yeah. They're lying. Yeah.
I know. And they did it. And it shows that she actually knows the training and was so flustered and like her, like, what is this about? I mean, you could see her going like this, like she kept that noise was her to watch because.
Can you imagine her chest just constricting with, oh my God.
I saw it.
They've got me.
I saw it. I saw it. And she like totally, it was like watching, it was, I do not feel sorry for her, but it was not fun to watch. Yes, but like given what she did to Sherri, and she freaking beat her up and like abused her and like bit her.
And shot her.
And then,
that was the other thing.
And then
sorry, go ahead. You finish.
And then the Hawaii thing, and then them hooking up again.
They hooked up again in Hawaii. Holy this guy, man. I don't know, Johnny. You got to keep it in your pants, bud. Come on. Have a little more discretion. But the crime scene, this is another red flag for me. Okay. If it was a guy and he needed a makeshift like silencer, he'd grab a roll of toilet paper. A woman found a nice quilt.
Where do you get roll of toilet paper?
Because I've seen the movies. We've seen the movies.
Movie, of course.
Every bad guy uses a roll of toilet paper for a makeshift suppressor on a handgun. Come on.
This is a battle royale. She just grabbed what was there. There was probably a quilt right on the sofa, and it's like, it probably didn't go like she thought. She had the upper hand. She had all of her training, and Sherri fought like hell. And unfortunately, Stephanie, overpowered her.
Yep. Well, I mean, her performance reports from the academy were through the roof as far as strength and fighting skills and marksmanship and all that. Yeah. So she knew she was ready for a fight. She got one, but she won.
I know. It's just that kind of like, and they never got together at the end. It's like Sherri did not have to die for this. Like if she would have, if Stephanie would have just waited longer, a little bit longer, and didn't obsess about it, and just like, hey, that's a part of life. Like heartbreak is a part of it. And that's when the good times, the wonderful times, the love, because you've been through hell and you survived it, and you moved on, and it's like, she just wasn't willing to move on and took it out on Sherri. Sherri paid the ultimate price, and so did her family.
So her poor dad, or her poor mom, obviously, her poor dad, I'm sure, carried this forever. Like the surviving sister said, it robbed him probably of 10 years of his life. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm surprised he lasted that long, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I do. Yeah.
And fucking hippie California, man. She's up for parole after what, 13, 14 years?
I can't believe it.
Fucking ridiculous. Hopefully she'll get denied. But especially you're a cop. Like you swear an oath to protect and serve and to be, like the best among us. And to act as I don't know.
They think that the daughter, or not the daughter, but the sister told me that the team that's kind of organizing the parole and helping them work through it and get there, the detectives and stuff, have said, hey, be prepared that she probably will admit her guilt, because she never has. She had her appeals and she's denied it left and right from the very beginning, but she knows how to play the game. She knows the only way she's getting out is if she admits to the crime.
Wow.
So that's going to be really hard for them to hear, and especially if she does get out,
And is John still alive? The husband?
Yes, he's actually going to go to the parole hearing and speak.
Have sex with her
and
again?
So I was like going to say, he doesn't want her getting out. Like all of a sudden she's going to be at his new place.
Is he going to visit
is
he going for a conjugal visit?
Stop. I mean, imagine how guilty this guy feels,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
yeah, I get it. Well, all he did was break up with somebody,
Well, he stirred the pot by having sex with her again.
Absolutely. Yeah. It wasn't a clean break. That's what you learn, in Al-Anon meetings. Okay. Be quick, be kind, and be gone.
Well, that's what I was saying in the beginning about what he should have done. Like, he should have honored their friendship and said,
honored their friend with benefits ship. Yes.
No, but I mean, are you kidding me? You wouldn't do that. I know you. I know that you'd be like, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. And you totally would back away because you wouldn't want to wreck what you have. And that's what should have been done here. I just don't believe
100%.
I don't believe any of your machismo.
No, that's what I'm saying. It comes down to a question of the quality of the person's character. Like that's it. It's it. And not to cast an aspersion for someone who's been through so much stuff, but he showed low character right then in that moment. Okay. And probably in favor of the comfortability of a previous lover. Okay. Where they had good times, obviously 4 years of this. Okay. He's like, man, this is so nice and so comfortable and so cool and easy and like all of that stuff, right? That men and women, I guess, also lie to ourselves about, so we could justify our behaviors. Rationalizations, man, that gets us through the day. Yeah. So, despite my really heartfelt sympathy for the father in this, I really enjoyed the episode, and the payoff was great that they got her and that she's behind bars and hopefully, suffering. So, yeah.
No, I mean, if you ever want to watch one of the most uncomfortable things, watch that interrogation. That was so uncomfortable. She's like bug-eyed and just like, I know.
She got away with it.
What is this about? What is this about?
You never get away with stuff. That's the thing. You never do. In one way or another, you pay for it.
And I absolutely believe in karma. Oh my gosh.
Come on. Karma.
I do.
All right. Whatever. Hippie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So great episode. Thank you. What do we got next?
Keep guessing.
Okay. Keep me guessing. Well, your access to this was great. The interviews were terrific. So again, front to back, it was very enjoyable. So well done. So that's all for this week, Nation. Thank you for spending some time with us. Please consider supporting the great companies that support our show. And if you have a second, head over to Apple Podcasts and give us a review. Maybe rate us, share it with your friends. It helps us out a lot. Carolyn, wonderful seeing you again. Anything you'd like to add?
Nope. We appreciate you supporting us and listening to the episodes. And we will see you next week.
Thank you very much, everybody. Stay safe out there, please.
The Murder Chronicles is a pie-in-the-sky production recorded live in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We are produced by Brandon Morgan and myself, music by Soundstripe. For Pie in the Sky Media, I'm Carolyn Osorio, your writer and host. Thanks for listening.